Curative expanded its AI-built software strategy beyond CRM after dropping roughly 600,000 a year Salesforce contract, Salesforce ticker CRM, by the way, saying it internally developed systems to cut administrative costs. Now, while Salesforce warned that running a secure and compliant network at scale remained a major challenge. Curative spokesperson told Benzinga that its AI software strategy extends beyond customer relationship management, with claims administration, provider contracting, and credentialing among the areas it sees as candidates for an internally built system. The health plan said provider credentialing, which previously took 2 to 3 months, now takes roughly 12 hours, while contracting costs have fallen from $1,500 to $2,000 per deal to about $70. Quote, "We don't start by asking what software to replace," end quote. This came from Curative. They went on to add, "We start by asking where administrative complexity is getting in the way of members and providers," end quote. AI changes the economics of building software, end quote. Curative said AI makes it practical to develop software tailored to its operations rather than adapting its business to generic platforms. The company also stressed that faster development does not eliminate the need for engineering oversight. Before moving real volume into internally built systems, Curative said it's compared results with its previous systems claim by claim until discrepancies were all accounted for. Quote, "AI accelerates development," end quote. The company went on to add strong engineering, rigorous governance, and operational discipline are what makes software dependable, end quote. Curative said lower software costs are only an immediate benefit. The larger advantage is control over its systems, data, and development timeline. By connecting internally built systems, the company said it can identify issues sooner, make faster decisions, and improve member and provider experiences without waiting for vendors to prioritize features or release updates. Quote, "Over time, that combination of connected data, faster decision-making, and greater control becomes a meaningful competitive advantage," end quote. Salesforce is defending its enterprise software model after the Curative CEO, Fred Turner, said that the healthcare company abandoned a $600,000 a year contract and built an AI-powered CRM internally in about 2 months. Turner's decision highlights how AI coding tools, often dubbed vibe coding, could challenge traditional software as a service companies by allowing businesses to build customized applications faster and potentially at lower costs. Salesforce pushed back, arguing that creating software is only part of the challenge. Quote, "AI has made writing code easy," end quote. That is a Salesforce spokesperson, I beg your pardon, telling Benzinga when we reached out. The spokesperson added, "Running that software inside a business securely, compliantly, and under real governance where it touches customer data, revenue, and the daily operations of sales and service teams is work that few organizations can sustain on their own," end quote. I'd like to get the group's opinion on this, by the way. The company said internally developed systems leave businesses responsible for, quote, "every model update, security patch, regulatory change, audit, and recertification," end quote. Salesforce said that burden is particularly significant in regulated industries such as healthcare. The company cited a Gartner research warning that vibe-coded applications without appropriate safeguards could increase software defects by 2,500%. Salesforce also said more than 150,000 companies rely on its platform for mission-critical workloads and highlighted healthcare provider Presenia Health, which uses Agentforce to unify patient data in a HIPAA-compliant deployment. So I think that this is very, very interesting. I think the big thing here, is obviously our company is going to realize that, hey, you know, some of these things we pay for with AI tools, we might just be able to develop them and run them locally. Now, this article, or this, I guess I should say, the Salesforce spokesperson that was kind of pushing back on this, brought up some really good points there, to be quite honest with you. You know, monitoring all of the different security things is one thing. You know, I think he said every model update, security patch, and regulatory change. Okay, there's some value there, but I would argue that folks in the industry know best what their industry needs, right? Like it's not. I feel like someone that works in healthcare, if they're part of the CRM tool, like you're going to be able to design something specifically for your industry. And I don't know that you need all of these other things to be, you know, to be kind of taken care of by somebody else. Let's put it that way. You know, I will say my bias for this is probably shifted because my project of building this automated trading bot has been so great. You know, I would have thought 2 years ago, I would have thought I needed multiple really kind of crack good developers to help me take an idea that's in my head and put it into reality. Well, it turns out you don't need that. And as far as like some of these updates go, like I know with my program, I release a new update every single day. I would imagine that there's a lot that can be saved here by vibe coding things specific to your industry, specific to your line of work, or specific to your products. And I wonder, you know, like one of the big fears that people had initially was like, take, for example, Intuit. Well, I don't know if we're going to need tax software anymore if AI agents can help me do tax things or submit taxes. As a result, the Intuit chart got pounded. Part of me wonders if there's the same dynamic here for Salesforce. Like, our company is really just going to think we should create our own custom CRM. We'd have complete control over our customer database. We know what information is important. We know what's affecting our industry here, so we know what to protect. We know what safeguards to put up. It makes me wonder if Salesforce, which has been a monster for so long, is going to kind of just get replaced by custom AI solutions. I don't know. It's interesting. Joe here says AI can keep track of regulatory changes and adjust. Can it? Yeah. I mean, you can have it learn too. That's the other thing, right? Like, you can learn what regulatory changes have happened from last year to this year, apply that to the existing rules, and identify gaps that we need to cover. Like, there's a lot that the AI tool can do on top of that. Even if it doesn't know some of that information right away, it can learn it quite quickly. Corey here says, I agree, Ryan. I've built 3 or 4 programs myself over the past few months. I never thought I could do that until now. I completely agree with that. Duddy here says, Salesforce is spreading fear. SaaS and its days are numbered as AI gets better. Agents will be able to eventually manage supporting their own software. Salesforce will be the new Blockbuster unless they deliver better value.